Hello, Language Explorers. It's me, Anne, from Walk a Day English, where we provide daily walk themes combined with our English language learning. If you're new to Wade, check out our welcome video to see how it all works. Our theme today is a question walk. And what I mean by a question walk today is we're going to be asking ourselves one big question and having that question lead our walk. And my big question is based on street names today. So your big question could be related to anything that you are super curious about. Let's take a look at today's language target. It is indirect questions. So first, let me introduce the direct question, and then we'll look at some patterns. So the direct question starts with our question word first. When was Beethoven born? So we have our subject is coming in between or after our verb. When we use an indirect question, it's going to look something like this. Do you know is an expression that signals an indirect question. We have our question word when, but then the subject and verb switch back into a sentence pattern. So Beethoven was born. Do you know when Beethoven was born? Another way we could introduce an indirect question would be to use this expression. Could you tell me when Beethoven was born? We could also use, do you have any idea when Beethoven was born? Or, tell me when Beethoven was born. Now, this one's not a question, it is a direct statement, but the answer is going to be the same and it is using that same grammar pattern. Let's take a look at another pattern. Here we have, is a street named after Beethoven in your space? So the answer would be yes or no or I don't know. So the indirect question is going to look a little bit different because we're not asking who, what, when, where, why, or how. So it's going to look like this. Do you know if a street is named after Beethoven in your space? Or do you know whether a street is named after Beethoven in your space? We can use either one. It's completely up to you. Now, when I did these two examples here, I started my questions with, do you know? I can use any of the expressions above. So I could say, could you tell me if a street name is named after Beethoven in your space? I could say, do you have any idea whether a street is named after Beethoven in your space? Or tell me if a street is named after Beethoven in your space. Now, this third pattern is this question here. When did they name these streets? Okay, that's my direct question. And here is the indirect question. So the question used did. And that's going to seem a little bit strange when we have a do you know, which is also using the did. So what happens here is that we will drop the did and the verb goes into the past tense. So when did they name these streets? The indirect question, do you know when they named these streets? And just like before, I can use the same sets of expressions if I would like, if I would want to. So could you tell me when they named these streets? Do you have any idea when they named these streets? And tell me when they named these streets. Now, before we look at my journal entry, where I use these indirect question patterns to talk about and ask questions about my big question space about street names, this is the section of the video where I encourage you to practice your speaking by shadowing what I say. And if you're new to shadowing, check out that welcome video. Come and take a look at my journal. I had driven by this neighborhood many times and wondered how many streets were named after composers. Today I had some time to walk this neighborhood and find out the answer to my big question. Of course, I could have just Googled it, but where is the fun in that? Rameau Drive and Liszt Gate. Jean-Philippe Rameau is a French composer famous for writing operas. I am not an opera fan, but I am listening to Les Cyclopes now. Liszt is a Hungarian composer. I enjoy listening to his music in the car, as it is relaxing. Do you know where you can listen to classical music? Brahms Avenue. Johann Brahms was from Germany. His lullaby comes to mind first, but when I Googled him, I was reminded of his Hungarian dances. My favorite is number 5. Could you tell me what your favorite piece of classical music is? Lahar Crescent and Ravel Road. Franz Lahar lived from 1870 to 1948. I have to admit that I have never heard of him. Maurice Ravel lived in France at about the same time, 1875 to 1937. I didn't know him by name, but I am familiar with his piece Bolero. It was a it has a great beat for walking. Do you have any idea what other songs would be good for to walk to? Beethoven Court and Williston Road. Ludwig van Beethoven is probably the most famous of these 6 streets. Many know his Symphony No. 5. Willesden Road is not named after a composer, but after Willesden Lane in England, where Lisa Giraud, a child piano prodigy and World War II Jewish refugee, inspired others with her music. Do you know whether streets have been named after composers in your space? So there you have it, Language Explorers. Download the free PDF guide in the description. Go out and explore. Take pictures if you like. Take notes and write your journal entry. If you would like to get personalized feedback on your journal entry, become a Wade member by signing up on our website. Share your adventure in the comments below. If you liked this video and would like to see new ones, click on the subscribe button. Until next time, stay safe and go explore your space, one word at a time.